Hey guys, it's week 2 and welcome to week 2. Um, this week's topic is binding, which is, I'm gonna say the entire fucking video. Fuck. Um, I get asked about binding a lot from other trans guys or just regular people in general that are just interested in it, so I know a little bit about it. Uh, I think I first tried binding in elementary school. I know it's really early, but I've never liked how my chest looked. And in elementary school, this is so traumatizing for me. I was really fat, like really, really fat. Like not I had a couple of pounds here and there. I was just adorably chunky. I was fat. Like I had D's because I was so fat, and God, it was traumatizing. Anyways. And nobody ever believes me when I tell them I used to be fat, but I swear to God, I was fat. Like, there's not a lot of pictures just because it was hard fitting somebody as big as me in one picture because I was so big. But there are pictures of my face and it was round and I looked like an Oompa Loompa. It was gross. But, anyways, God, I'm so disgusted. I'm not fat now, so I'm happy. Anyways, so I tried binding in elementary school, and of course, I went about it the wrong way, totally the wrong way. Like, I assumed you would just get an ace bandage and do it that way, and I did do that, and I safety pinned it shut. Like, it was, I didn't have one of the ones with the Velcro, which probably would have been a little bit better because I could have immediately taken that off. But no, I had like a million safety pins, and it was like right under my armpit, and I didn't realize ace bandages, when you take a breath in, it constricts, like kind of like having a snake around you, and every time I would take a breath, it would just squeeze harder and harder to the point where I couldn't really get a breath because my rib cage was compacted so much. Like a lot of people think if somebody's being crushed by something like dirt or sand, like something heavy like that, if you uncover their head, they can breathe. It doesn't really matter if you uncover. Why am I talking about this? Basically, I couldn't get any breath in because my rib cage could not expand, and it was so hard to get off. So I was like just dealing with it in my class, and I was like just rocking back and forth, feeling like I was dying. And I have asthma, so it was even worse. So I was just taking these really shallow breaths, and then I just ran out of the classroom and like had to hurry up and get it off. But moral to that story, don't ever use ace bandages no matter what anybody says. Like, I know it's cheap, it's a cheap alternative, and I know, I guess it's kind of easy, but it's very, very unsafe. Like, it's probably killed people. I know I had what felt like bruised ribs for a really long time because it can bruise things and it can seriously hurt you. Um, like what Jake was saying with the taping, I've never actually taped, but I would not suggest it just from Jake's story of almost ripping off his nipple. Um, Nothing like that has ever happened to me, but I feel like it would hurt very, very, very much. But anyways, after the Ace Bandits incident, and I realized that that was not the way to go, that I definitely shouldn't do that, but I didn't have the money to buy a binder, and I was at an age to where I didn't know what a binder was. I didn't know why I was even binding. I just knew I did not like what my chest looked like. I got really tight sports bras that I was able to breathe in, and they still kept me somewhat flat. And I lost a lot of weight. Like, that was a really big help. I'm not telling everybody that they're fat or anything like that, but there are exercises that'll make your chest smaller. Like, you can notice how really athletic women tend to have smaller chests because there's um, more muscle than anything else, and boobs are kind of like first to lose, last to gain. So when you're eating a lot, your boobs are the last thing to get bigger, which a lot of feminine women don't like because they want their boobs to be bigger. Um, but when you start losing weight, your boobs are usually the first thing to go. So if you start working out, like doing pectoral push-ups or eating better, running, just any kind of exercise, sometimes it can help. Yeah, but I did the sports bra thing, which worked for a little while. Um, but sports bras kind of lose their elasticity over a while, so it did get kind of expensive, but it worked. Um, Now I have an Underworks tri-top binder, which is my favorite that I've ever had. I've had other ones that were sucky. Like I just ordered them; they were really cheap. The tri-top binder that I got from Underworks was probably $30 maybe. It was really good, but it still is really good. I still have it. I'm just not wearing it right now. Oh, and to speak on that, don't wear your bind like even if you have a really good binder and it makes you feel really good about yourself, don't wear it every day. It's not safe. It's not good for you. Um, because all binders, no matter what brand, what type, they do constrict your lungs a little bit, and they do constrict because it's pressing you down. So to have that on 24/7, it can't it. I mean, it's not deadly. It's not going to kill you, but you will get really sore. So like if you're just laying around in your house, you don't really need to wear it. I mean, I know it makes you feel better, and it makes me feel better having it on. I feel a lot better about myself, but you do get sore, and it can bruise or things like that. Um, and another thing on, I get a lot of questions about like how often do I go through binders. I've had this one binder for like 3 months, and it still works the same as like the first day I got it. A lot of guys will put their binders in the washer and then put it in the dryer. Don't ever put them in the dryer. No matter what like the packaging says, even if it says it's like okay on a really low heat, don't do it. The heater or the dryer, the heat from the dryer ruins the elasticity of it, and it makes it kind of wonky, if you understand what I'm saying. You need to wash it in cold water. You can wash it in a washer. You don't have to hand wash it. You don't have to go Amish and start washing stuff in the bathtub or something and beat it outside near the creek. Um, but you can wash it in a washer on cold water, and then you let it flat dry. Like just lay it out on something and let it dry like that. Because if you put it in the dryer, that ruins it. And you'd probably have to get a new one. But binders can last a really long time if you know how to take care of them. Um, hmm. I don't really know what else to talk about on binders, but yeah, my favorite binder is probably the tri-top from Underwear. And like the only thing is, it's not a full one. It goes to about the top of my stomach, and I don't know. I feel like if you get a binder, you either choose between having a big chest or a big stomach. Because when you get one that's like the full thing, like it's so hard to get into. It's like trying to get into a tube sock. Like it's not fun, and you can rip it trying to get into it. The one that's about at the top of your stomach, that one's easier to get into, but it can make you look kind of pregnant because you'll look like the pregnant man on Oprah, basically. It like pushes your stomach out, but it works on the chest. Like that's, and it doesn't always do that. Like if you don't have anything for it to push down, like if you're really stick skinny, which I'm not stick skinny, it won't push anything down. And another issue that a lot of guys complain about with binders is the uniboob. It like some binders will push everything to the front, and you'll have this unicorn uniboob thing, and it's very unflattering and very weird looking. And to get rid of that, most binders will do it. If it's a good binder, it's going to do it. And that doesn't mean your binder doesn't work, and it doesn't mean you have a weird chest. It just means you need to stick your hand up there and like push things apart. I know it's really gross, but you usually only have to do it once, so you only have to traumatize yourself once a day. You just need to move things so it's not all like, yeah, and just do it in your house. Don't do it in public because it looks weird, because guys don't usually go and touch their pecs and part their pecs, but just part stuff. um I'm sorry my voice sounds a little weird. I think I'm getting sick. And there goes my phone. I really did not want that to ever happen on a video, for my phone to go off, because it seems rude. But God, this is a 9-minute video. Well, I'm sorry I rambled. But bottom line, don't try to bind with ace bandages. If you can't afford a legit binder, use really tight sports bras and eat better to shrink your chest. The best binder I've ever used and still use to this day is an Underworks Tri-Top binder, and it was about $30. And also, if you honestly can't afford a binder but you really want a legit one, there's like these binder exchange programs that you can look up that are in your area. Um, they usually like you get it's kind of gross, but you get it. It's not really gross. I mean, it's useful. You get a used one, they're usually like lightly used. They won't take one that's all torn up and has stains and crap on it, but you can do that. I don't know if they're in every state and every city, but I know they're in a lot. A lot of my friends that bind have gotten their binders from there. And don't wear your binder every day. That's really important because you're going to start feeling sore. Um, don't ever put a binder in the dryer, even if the packaging tells you to. Don't ever do it. Just let it flat dry, and that's about it. I had so much more to say yesterday. Damn it. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a good day. Have fun binding. Um, I'm sorry I can't help trans women out with the whole tucking thing. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as binding because you guys got to hide something too. But yeah, I'm not very well versed in that region. Maybe somebody else will mention it down the line. Maybe that'll be a topic of a week next time, and we can all just do research. But have a good day, and please tune in for every other day of the week to watch everybody else do their video. And please subscribe and like and all that stuff. Bye, guys. If I could turn my camera off.